What's going on, Jerome's beautiful day for some Q&A. Thank everyone who submitted questions. We will get to more of them. I say this every single time. First up is JD. What's the salary cap looking for next year, and who is our top trade block player? Well, the default trade block player would be Addison, and you do have to balance it out. Like, what player potentially could be available, but also has a ton of value. I think Addison, you would at least get a first-round pick, probably some change. But with Addison, I love Addison. Will the Vikings extend him? We'll see. And cap-wise for 2026, sort of whatever. So the Vikings are underwater, $24 million, but a lot of large cap numbers that certainly can be ironed out, whether by moving on, whether by extension, whether by whatever. So, restructure is always on the table. Like Jefferson, so the basically like the teaser rate for Jefferson's cap hits expires, and his cap hit is $38 million and change next year. But of course, that will be worked out. But these are champagne problems. The Vikings, they're not in cap hell per se, because they don't have a lot of dead cap, and a lot of their cap can be moved along. So either way, the Vikings will be good to go. Kwesi and Rob Brzezinski certainly know what's up. And with Addison, like I said, I don't want to trade him, but also you have to weigh the salaries for wide receiver twos is getting north of $24 million a year. And Addison, let's get paid. Does he see himself as a wide receiver one? Because then that's a completely different tax bracket. So we'll see. Actually, same tax bracket, but you know what I mean. Next, Isaac Ackley, OG Jerome. I always try to be optimistic, but this year seems like we're counting on about 10 guys who have injury concerns to stay healthy and about 5 to improve, showing a bit of flash in previous years. Talk me out of it, thanks. Hey, I understand that Kwesi loves the medical guys, but any player can be injured at any time. That's sort of what happens. And with the Vikings getting these distressed assets or underpriced assets, whether it be injury, whether it be lack of performance, whether it be whatever, that's perfectly fine. Mama, I can change it. But just look at this freaking offense. Look at this offensive line. Look at this running game. Look at these weapons. J.J. McCarthy, best situation for a first-time starting quarterback in NFL history. This is a top 5 unit. They're not 5. Probably not 4 either. Defensively, another year with Flores as this defensive personnel completely gets ingrained with what Flores wants to do. They can rush the passer with 4. They can stop the run. They can do whatever the hell that they want. Right? I think that low-key, this is shaping up to be a very special season, and it's going to be fun, man. Also fun. Quest for Adventure. To me, Ty Felton projects as a quality wide receiver too. Is he the replacement for Jordan Addison long term? I think that he is an option to do that. And Kwesi always stress flexibility and options. And with Felton in the fold, now the Vikings don't necessarily have to re-sign Jalen Nailor after his rookie deal. They don't necessarily have to pay Jordan Addison $24 million to be a wide receiver too. And with Felton, I think that he's in a great spot because the pressure to contribute immediately isn't there. And I think that's what's really good about Felton, as well as a guy like Tyron Ingram Dawkins. Like, they can sit, they can marinate, they can get acclimated to the scheme, and also they can contribute in a rotational fashion. Like, I could see Felton getting 10, 12 snaps a game and doing Ty Felton things, whether it's going deep, whether it's getting a little swing pass and then making one dude miss and taking it to the house, whether it's him on special teams. I think all of that is certainly going to be good. So Felton, I think he does have the upside to be a wide receiver too, and it does give the Vikings options if they want to move on from Addison at some point. Next, Ray Petty. OG Jerome. Should we take a flyer on Trey Hendrickson if the cost and trade become feasible on both sides? I don't think that the cost and trade is going to become feasible on both sides. I think the Bengals are very stubborn. I think they'll take this one to the mat. I wouldn't be shocked at all if he's not traded and he ends up playing on his original deal. But Hendrickson is a dog for sure, but he is getting to the wrong side of 30, so pass at this point. All right. Next. Skull Cyclones, nailed it. Other than Jackson, do you see any of these draft picks being key contributors, or are they special teams picks, backup role players? Well, the great thing is, and we said this a lot, if your team is relying on rookies to start right away, your roster is very bad. And the Vikings roster is freaking stacked to the gills. And we said before the draft, the Vikings could take the field today and be one of the top teams in the National Football League. So Jackson likely going to start at left guard, but the rest, we talked about Felton and the law firm TID. Like, all they have to do is contribute as rotational pieces. That's perfectly fine. And Felton, probably is going to get into the return mix as well. Tiernan Ingram-Dawkins will be on special teams as well as a rotational pass rusher. And anything you get from them, it's a bonus. Kobe's going to be a plus special teamer. Maybe he works his way to linebacker 4 or 3, and then Bartholomew is probably going to be holding down that tight end 3 spot. Although, don't rule out Urasek and Nesbitt, because Urasek got a pretty sizable like $250K guaranteed somewhere there, like 246, something like that. And that when Bartholomew signs his contract, that might actually be a larger guarantee than what Bart got in guarantees as the 6th rounder, which is kind of interesting. But I do see Felton and Dawkins as eventual starters. But that's a couple years down the line, and that's perfectly fine. Because hey, when you draft a player, you don't draft them for 1 year; you draft them for 4, sometimes 5, with a 5th-year option. So everything's going to be good to go there. But that's it. That's it. Q&A for this beautiful day. You guys are the best you know what to do. Skol, production value.